Now let's talk about, I'm going to call it the original, even though it's the Pearl too, but this is the big brother, the product that we have had these sold in so many different spots. We've got court systems using 20, 30, 40 of these. We've had them used in other corporate situations. We've got houses of worship using it. We've got people with banks of these just for recording. A lot of event people are using it for, they'll have one for play out and one for just recording as part of their whole show. And they're playing out multiple streams, and they're also playing out recordings from multiple devices. So this is the Pearl 2, the big brother, the big kahuna, the unit that really started it all. And it's really aimed at a different market because this is really a standalone event streaming production tool.
Sure. Yeah, this really gives you that interoperability back into a studio.
Show off the jacks to start, since the last one.
And you know, with this, you're going to get more channels of inputs. This is going to give you 6 channels of independent recording, as well as being able to put out 6 NDI HX streams, SRT streams, you name it. And what's really nice about this, again, is that it takes existing technology. Oftentimes in the broadcast studio, you get multiple inputs, and we'll take that signal flow now and we create intelligence with it. So you leverage the technology you've got. This is also on the control plane. You know, each of these devices can be controlled by Crestron, Extron, QSYS.
So important.
They can push content to media side, Panopto, Kaltura, Yuja. I mean, all these different things. So what that does for your customers ultimately is it gives you a tool that removes the objections of professional audio and video. You don't worry about locking yourself into a closed garden. In fact, we break down those walls that exist for people.
So I also want to talk about, that we talked about these 3 items, something that's kind of going off script a little bit, but I'm going to bring back the original slide, and that is, when I started talking, I talked about how these could be used together in a big system. If you've got like an enterprise level, or we've tweaked your mind a little bit, and you think you could deploy 10, 20, 15, 30 of these throughout an organization, an enterprise, a corporate offices, whatever, give us a call. We'll get you in touch not only with our sales team, but we'll get right on with the Epiphan guys. We'll work it out, and we've got programs where when you're getting into big systems like that, we can roll in some additional discounts for you. It's going to depend on the opportunity, but I think it's real important to let you guys know that we can help you integrate these into whatever your system was. You said Crestron, you said, you know, some of those big names, those scare people a little bit. So just a little bit of you guys being able to help them get going. Your support is phenomenal. It's US-based live support, which I think is important to tell people about. And I think these products, the other thing is they are rock solid. You guys you started making products for like the medical and commercial type of world. You've had products that have launched into space with rocket ships. You've got products being used in incredible industrial applications. And when you set one of these up, be it in a house of worship, a school, a corporate environment, it's really going to be, you're not going to have to worry about it. You're going to be able to set it and forget it and operate it from anywhere in the world. So even though the guy in front might not know what he's doing, someone in their pajamas at home can log in and get it started. And I think that's just so cool from a management point of view. You know, one of the things that I think scares people about deploying massive amounts of equipment, whatever it is in the AV space, is, oh, one of them is going to go rogue. Someone's going to hit a setting and mess me up and everything's going to come down. It's not true with your stuff. Someone can always log in remotely and bring everything back to what we'll call the status state, wherever you want that basic state to be for that product.
Well, but it starts with visibility and real-time awareness as to what's going on with the technology. And so whether that's that single standalone unit or a local, facility or community center, and a volunteer from their couch can see what's going on, up to our largest enterprise deployments. And what I'd love to just storytell is a really beautiful deployment at a university down in Tennessee. Middle Tennessee State University has 420 rooms, primarily running on Pearl Minis, and they manage it with 2 human beings.
Incredible.
What they told me is, with a resettable power supply and a Pearl Mini, they've made all their existing professional AV gear smart. It was all dumb before. And why was it dumb? Because they couldn't see what was going on with the video routing.
Right.
By routing through us to support a couple applications, they start to get intelligence. So they can see what's going on in the rack. They know how the feed's getting up to Panopto, who's their partner of choice. And then they take the output of the HDMI into our AVIO capture card, into a room PC, and now they're front-ending their Zoom experience. So in the case of a student at Middle Tennessee State University, if you're home with a sick kid or you can't make it to class that day, you dial into Zoom, you're still going to get the richness of all that professional AV gear in the room. And when you go watch the footage later in Panopto, it's been recorded. And when you go into their high-end performing arts room, they simply apply a Pearl 2 because they need a bigger unit. And when they go into their one-button studios, they use a nano or a smaller. So we can use these depending upon whether you need 1, 3, or 6 channels of recording. We start to scale the system. But they manage all 420 units through the same application. They get notified when something's offline. They get told when something needs updating. So they have an active way of managing all this existing tech.
And the kids are logging in via Zoom or Teams, or logging in because it's just easy and everyone has it.
Yeah.
The production is actually the high production from the room that I'd be getting if I was in there myself, which is really incredible. I'm not caught on like a Zoom call with 20,000 windows. No, I'm sending one image on Zoom to that student to be able to really learn. Plus, he can chat and get back to the professor where he's got to do. Nic, this was great. I think we really went into the 3 products, Pearl Nano, Pearl Mini, Pearl 2. Is there anything you want to add before we close the show?
I'll just say, for any of you that haven't used an Epiphan device, reach out, use the product, demo it, try it, and here's what you'll discover. This thing says yes to everything. There's no objection it can't overcome, and I encourage you to take that challenge with us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Nic. Always good to see you. Thanks for being on the show, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you. Peace.